In this video, I'm going to show you how to diagnose a tripped circuit breaker, how to reset it, and how to replace it if necessary. Now my guess is you're watching this video because some of the outlets in your house quit working. And not all of them, because that would be a power outage. But if there's a few of them, maybe a couple of rooms or one area lost power, it's likely due to a tripped breaker. And this is most commonly caused by too many appliances turned on at once in that circuit. A really common scenario would be like a steamer, like clothes steamer, and a vacuum cleaner being turned on at the same time. Each one of those individually don't pull enough amps to trip a breaker, but together they definitely can. So first thing you want to do is unplug everything from those outlets. And then we're going to go find the tripped breaker. I live in Arizona. We have our breaker boxes on the outside in most cases. Yours might be in a basement or a garage. But basically you want to open it up and expose all of your circuits. Breakers come in certain amperages. Most household outlets are 15 amps. Sometimes in kitchens you'll see a 20 amp, or maybe a garage you'll see a 20 amp. And basically what that means is it can handle up to 15 or 20 amps of power being delivered to those circuits. So if you have a steam cleaner that is 10 or 12 amps and you turn on a vacuum cleaner that is 10 or 12 amps, if you're on a 15 amp circuit, it's gonna trip the circuit breaker. Now, it may not be immediately noticeable which one is tripped, because when they trip, they don't go all the way to the off position. So what you're gonna need to do is kind of push on them and see which one, push toward the on side, which one of them moves. And that's gonna indicate which one is tripped. Now, to reset a tripped breaker, all you have to do is turn it all the way to the off position and then turn it back on. When you reset it, if it trips again immediately and you know everything is unplugged from those circuits, one of two things is going on. One, there's a short somewhere in your system and you're gonna need to call an electrician to diagnose where that short is. The other possibility is that it's just simply a breaker that needs to be replaced because it's gone bad. Let me show you how to replace that. Now in your circuit breaker panel, hopefully you've got some labels. If you're in an older home, there's a good chance you won't have anything labeled unless the previous owner labeled it or you've gone through and labeled it. But you're gonna have a couple things. You're gonna have a main shutoff here and then all of your individual breakers. Now, if your breaker panel is inside the garage or in a basement or something like that, your main shutoff may not be right there. It may be by the electric meter. So if you can't find your main shutoff, look there. Now this is a 200 amp service. That means there's a total of 200 amps that I can be running at any one time before I would cause a problem back on the electrical grid. So basically what you want to do when you're ready to swap out that bad circuit breaker is you're going to turn off the main power here. We're going to turn it off right now. There we go. And then you're going to take off this cover here. Now in this case, I've got my screws out already, but there's 2 screws going right there. And then this panel is just going to lift off. The reason you want to turn off that main breaker is because everything in here is live when that is on. So we're gonna go to our bad breaker, and you might need a Phillips head, you might need a flathead. Most will do a flathead. You're going to unscrew the terminal here on the outside where the black or red wire might be coming into. Just loosen up a little bit so you can pull out that black line. And then most circuit breakers are gonna remove like this. You're gonna pull them this direction, and there's a little catch that grabs on the other end. There's a blade here where the power comes into the circuit breaker. So that's why it's gonna pull, like twist out and then come out like that. Then you wanna grab a new circuit breaker. There are multiple kinds of circuit breakers available. Just make sure you get the right one for your box. If you're unsure what kind of circuit breaker it is, either take a picture of the panel manufacturer or take a picture of the existing circuit breakers. To install, we're gonna hook up this little hook on the outside first and make sure we're right up next to it so we can get that blade to snap right in. Then we're gonna put the wire back in, grab that screwdriver, tighten it down, and then we're gonna put our cover back on. Now in this case, you'll notice there's a little hole here. If you have any holes here, you're gonna wanna get some circuit breaker blank filler things. I'm gonna have an actual name for it on the screen. But basically what it does, it fills in that space because when this system is turned back on, everything inside of here is live. Turn that main breaker back on and switch on your new breaker. And there you have it. I hope this video gives you the confidence to take care of, well, quite frankly, a pretty small project. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.